Welcome, YouTube, once again. Rockstars, Wolfpack, whatever you want to call yourselves, you name it, you have it. Here we go. Happy Super Bowl 2020. I'm coming back to YouTube stronger and stronger. It's been delayed. Lots been going on. I've been actually working through the weeks. That's a big question that I have in my mind. I won't get into that right now, but this is a poll. If you see on the right here, if you go to this link below, vote. Basically, I have a poll running that says, who do you want to win? Do you want the Kansas City Chiefs, San Francisco 49ers halftime show, and the commercials? So I put in a little description below of what is what, etc. Don't have anything much in there. So what do you guys think about Super Bowl? I'll voice my opinion once I see some people coming on. I will be doing more active live content, as well as a couple things I am going to be producing. I've been mulling this over, but I've been so busy, 11-hour days, it's kind of hard to do things. But I'm actually going to create a half serious, half, not joke, but half lighten the mood of coronavirus. Because a lot of people are freaking out, and they watch the news, they're like, I don't know anything about this. Am I going to die? I'm going to talk all about it in depth, and I'm probably going to copy that over to my health and wellness channel, because I will just say this amongst everything else. You're going to be fine. Most likely, you're going to be fine. I won't go into details now, but there's some easy things you can do to prepare yourself, to help yourself, etc. And the only reason why it's such a big deal is because it's the thing that the news and the media, it's like everything else in the media, they hype up everything. Anything that's newsworthy, they're going to hype it up to a degree where everything is, it's like breaking news. Think of it that way. Anything that's now newsworthy is considered breaking news. You always see it like on all the news channels, like breaking news, breaking news, breaking news. Guy slips on the sidewalk and hurts his head, breaking news. Quite literally, it could be. I didn't even remember. No pun intended, but it just happened. Pokemon Go hits a certain number, breaking news. So whenever there's something significant, they're going to say breaking news. So people are like, oh my God, I'm panic. I don't know what the coronavirus. Am I going to die? Just relax. They've already gotten to a point where they're so. I will say this in the favor of hyper realism and hyper reality is that with so much focus on it, you can't have an epidemic like this spread. It's not even an epidemic. It's you can't even have a disease like this spread as fast as it normally would. Because think about it. Back in the day, you would have like these things go rampant because there wasn't any communication. I mean, okay, quoting the Black Plague. The Black Plague, was horrible. But the communication relays that they had back then were insignificant compared to now. So things spread like that, and they weren't able to stay ahead of it. With how easy it is to, let's see, where is that dude here? It's hiding right now. I have my little echo. But if I showed you my little echo, there's no, that's something else. Anyways, with everybody so tight communication wise, it's almost impossible not to know of these things. So all the countries are going to say, oh, okay, let's deal with this in the next 12 to 24 hours. So they rush to make sure, in Wuhan province, I'll say this and I'll stop talking about it. They're actually building a hospital, a full-blown hospital. I remember seeing it was like 40 to 60 backhoes digging this humongous hole in the ground to build a single hospital, a huge hospital for this one virus. Now, if anything, that's raised my eyebrows, saying, people were like wondering, like, well, how well is China doing? If they can build a hospital like that for just one virus, they're doing very well, and this thing is going to be contained. I'll talk about it later. Anyways, this is Super Bowl 2020 coming to you. Kansas City Chiefs, San Francisco 49ers, who are you rooting for? To be honest, for me, I haven't really followed sports as much. Ever since I figured out how much they make a year and how much I don't make a year compared to them, I mean, sure, I wouldn't mind getting paid, a few $100,000 just sitting on a bench. Now, yeah, of course, you have to have a certain athletic skill to be sitting on the bench. But how often? I mean, I won't say it's gravy train for them, but come on. I mean, yeah, okay, you got to keep working out. You got to keep athletics. I work out. I won't say I'm at a bodybuilder level, but if let's just say if someone came up to me and says, I'm a little too old for this, but there are some older players. If someone came up to say that, hey, I'll tell you what, let me hire you on to Green Bay Packers. This is one of my more favorite teams. Actually, 49ers is up there. And they said, if you could get to this body weight, this muscle mass, blah, 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 within a year, and then we'll sign you on and you'll just be a bench warmer, you better believe I could probably get there in 6 months. I have the know-how, but there's no real, And it also, my life would change because I know, if I was making the boku bucks just doing that, then yeah, everything would be different. And I would actually probably do a YouTube thing, like transformation next 6 months for me to be Green Bay Packers running back. Okay. So, what do you think about the game? Are you going to go for it? Going to go to the parties, watching the commercials? Anyways, go to this poll. I will click on. Well, I won't click on the review results yet. What I'll do is because the site they use is kind of really convoluted. It goes to it and then it goes through all these machinations, and you have to go back. And it's just. But I'll do is I'll post results if there's actually any results. Who knows? Anyways, if you're new to this channel, came across this by accident, please subscribe, like, comments, say all these interesting things. I haven't really been doing as much. I've been doing a couple games here and there. I have a game coming up that I'm going to be uploading soon, and I'm going to do that coronavirus video because I think it's kind of important. And I'm going to be getting back to it. I've just been kind of overwhelmed. As I said, I've been spending 10, 11 hours. Yeah, I've been busy 11 hours a day, every day. I won't get into the details of what I'm doing, but I've been saving up some money and trying to get things squared away. But I'm still doing this. I'm working on several different projects at once. It's kind of hard because I'm spread thin as it is, and I'm just trying to keep my sanity and rest and eat enough, nutrition-wise, health-wise, etc. Anyway, stop on by, say hi, tell me what you guys are doing or what you're up to. I know I don't get a lot of vocal traffic on here. I know I have the chat hid, so if you want to say something you don't want to be publicized, you can go ahead. Hopefully, most of you are getting ready to watch the game or not. Some people don't care about it. As I mentioned in the description below, some people hate the game. Some people don't even want to talk about it. If not the live chat, just leave a comment. Tell me what you think of the game itself. I will go down the certain rabbit hole that some people like, that the halftime game. A lot of people speculate that it's an Illuminati grab. I've heard one source say that it's a periodical code update for the MK Ultra people. That every year that they have to upload the new software, the new patches for those people that are out there. And the halftime show is kind of that upload. They flash a couple symbols, upload some hidden cryptographic code to the people that are around. Then when the game ends, and move on to other things. Other people speculate that it's Illuminati grab to try to recruit people. Symbolism, all that, I don't know. And some people have asked me, do you think the Illuminati exists? Really? I mean, do you really think the Illuminati exists, or is this just another one of those things that people talk about? It's not real. I will say this. It is real. Now, is it as foreboding those that control the government, all that, blah, blah, blah? It's probably one of those things where there are probably some members that are involved in the government. And of course, if you make a correlation, they say, oh, the Illuminati control the government. I don't think so. They do exist, but they're small. It's like asking, if like someone were to ask me, like, does the Italian mob still exist? Of course it does. Does it, all these different groups exist? Like, do the Black Panthers exist? Probably do. They're just probably hidden. I'm trying to think of it, maybe. I can't think of it like some other. My dog's kind of. I don't know. He hears me talk. He always whines. He just wants to be part of things. He's doing better, by the way, for those that are keeping track of him. He had an issue with his eyes. He got better, then he suddenly got worse. Now, within a couple of days of treatment, he's gotten better. He's on like 5, let me see, 1, 2, 3, 4. It's like on 5 different medications right now. And yes, it's expensive, and yes, it's a pain. But that's not a concern. By the way, I still have my Patreon. I have to clean up a little bit, but if you want, click on my Patreon link that you see floating around the site. If you want to help support Kuma's health, that'd be great. He's doing well, but it's kind of hard because some of the stuff he needs like 4 to 6 hours every day, and it's almost impossible for us to do that. So, yeah. Anyways, let's go back to Super Bowl 2020. What do you think? Halftime show. Young versus old. I don't know. It's going to be a battle of female musicians. Who knows what it's going to be like. I mean, lately halftime shows haven't really been that great. I mean, it hasn't been like, I haven't been wanting to like go out my way to watch them. It's like they're on. I catch a little bit here and there. Most of the time, halftime is usually a time for everybody to chat, eat, talk about whatever, it's distracting. It's something else. I want there to be like a halftime show where it actually affects like a lot of people, where it's not like the wardrobe malfunctions and all that bull. I'm talking about something that's really catching. That's like if I can't say if YouTube was on there, but like I'm trying to think. Well, they're both deceased right now, but let's say back when it was Christmas, and what is recently Christmas, believe it or not, people were like, oh man, seasons come and go really quickly, but it was just recently Christmas. And one thing I remember watching and listening, I thought, that's really cool, and I wish there was more of this, like with like David Bowie and Bing Crosby, they did that like that one Christmas song. Doing something like that for the Super Bowl. If those two were still alive and they suddenly showed up at a Super Bowl halftime commercial, I would be like sitting there waiting and watching something like that. It would have to be something where be like, how am I trying to think? It'd be like Adele and 9 Inch Nails did a duo, or I'm trying to think of something that would relate to some of the EDM fans I have. It would be like, let me think. It'd be like Bass Nectar, BTSM, and I'm going to try to think of two. Tears for Fears and what's one? Maybe Rolling Stones. If like there was like a 4-way music hash out, that would be something. And where they could do their own thing, but then they actually made something where all 4 of them got to. Now talk about being hard to do a duo. Having all 4 be incorporated, because like with mixes and combinations of music, that you can split. Like you can take the song and you can split like, okay, this is A and this is B, and you can definitely tell, but you see how it mixes. But imagine 4 of them mixing and making it well together. But that'd be something awesome to see. Commercial wise, we're probably going to be, my guesstimate is we're probably going to see somewhere the Budweiser Clydesdales is going to show up somewhere. I have a feeling we're also going to see hopefully it's going to be a pretty good progressive, because they kind of hinted at it a little bit earlier when they had the progressive halftime where they had, I forget what it was, but it was enough that I remember they had the thing, they split it open, they had, I think it was, I forget the band, and that was like the progressive commercial halftime. So I have a feeling they're going to do something big. So Budweiser's definitely going to be there. The Puppy Bowl, that's why I put the picture for the Puppy Bowl. The Puppy Bowl 2020 is going to be coming along this way. So that should be interesting. And that's probably going to be coming in. It's not going to be halftime, but it's going to be like in between, sprinkled throughout the various commercials. I think that's going to get a lot of people's attention. So what else would be showing up? Let's see. There's probably going to be a couple boring IT ones. I believe Verizon's going to be doing something. I know they're doing like prep work for the actual event. What else? I'm trying to think what else might be doing something. Video game companies. There may be rumblings of a Halo thing. I heard rumblings of something Halo related. I'm trying to think. There was one other franchise that some game franchise. I'm trying to remember what it is that they may showcase a new game. It's something that's not even, it wasn't even leaked out. So, but expect to see some game related commercials this year. So that's going to be interesting. I wish more people could chat. I would love to hear your impressions on your thoughts about this, even if you don't like the game at all. If anything, it's a great place to hang out with friends, family, get some good food, relax. It's something where even if you're not into the game, you can just kind of hang out and just kind of chill. That's speaking of, it's been delayed because of obvious things that have been going on with my life and timing, but I'm still planning to have my, I got to paraphrase this because it's YouTube now. YouTube is family friendly. It's a post-Christmas bleep whatever party. Basically what it is, it's a party where it's low stress. You just kind of go hang out. It's probably been too long, so we can't really do this, but it was basically going to be whatever you had left over from Christmas. If you had like leftover dessert, beer, wine, cookies, food, whatever is still good, but you just can't eat it all, or you don't like it, or you got it as a gift, but you don't really, like if you had a tin of those Danish cookies, which I love those Danish cookies, but that's a lot of cookies, and those things could last forever. Bring like half of that so it could be shared amongst everyone else, even though everyone else probably has one. It's a way to just hang out, relax, listen to good music, good food, and even the theme. It's not going to be like a big production. It's going to be like a Chinese food or pizza, something catered, something delivered, or something where everyone could just. It's a party for the people, not for. It's not like the host has to create something special. Like, ooh, it's going to be fancy. It's going to look crazy. It's going to be just really chill and just relax. So I'm going to have that soon. A little post-Christmas is a little late for that. So I'll probably say post-Christmas. What is Christmas anyway? Let's talk kind of party. I don't know. Let's see what else is going on. I'm going to be doing more Pokemon Go videos. The new, by the way, that new battle system made battling interesting again. I will say this because I haven't really been following it, to be honest. But I pressed battle and I started playing these people and just random. And I love that because you don't have to actually go out of your way. You can just sit and I'm not sure if it does like a range location wise or if it's a whatever, like it just picks people randomly. But it's really cool. It's really cool. And if you ever want to do battle with your buddy, you don't always have to go with the trainers. That's also a good thing. And you get rewards, which I think is pretty cool. Still working on upgrading my Pokedex. It's going to be a long haul because of the regionals and everything else, but slowly, community days. Yes, I still have Harry Potter Wizards Unite. I will admit, I've actually thought about uninstalling Harry Potter Wizards Unite. I haven't gotten it done yet because I'm still playing a little bit here and there, but it's just not grabbing me. I mean, I just binge watched a couple weeks ago. I just binge watched the whole series and it got me going. I love the movies, but there's just something to the game that just doesn't keep me grabbed. I've been playing Star Trek Fleet Command for like a while, and yes, I am still doing that 1 to 14 beginners thing. It's going to be a guide, funny thing. It's just been delayed because of all the hours I've been putting at, with what I'm working on and everything like that. Plus everything else has been spread thin. So Wraith, I am going to do it. Just give me a little time. I actually downloaded some things that hopefully will be considered funny. I can't even spoil it because every time I try to talk about it, it's kind of goofy. So when it comes to that game, right now, it's this Borg event. They just had the augment section of the Borg event, which to me, honestly, that was such a bad idea. You have such a confined space where a lot of players can't even travel that far unless you complete the missions. Even if you complete the missions, some people can't even travel all the way to the end node, I guess you consider the end system. So you have this very confined space where you have to grab all these materials. It was just a cluster. You know what? I didn't even bother with it. I mean, I did some of the research. I looked at it like I did everything else around it. And like, no, it's just a waste of time. I'm not going to be constantly going back and forth. And there's been a couple of times where like, you know what, this game, I mean, my goal is still to get the Enterprise, go to Soul. Once I do that, then I'll probably be done with the game. But I have to get to like level 36 to do it, and that's a climb. And they've already upgraded the levels and all that stuff too. So it has its pulls and its grabs, but at the same time, it's kind of, yeah. Anyways, go to this poll. I will leave even after this video, I'll leave this poll for maybe 24 hours. Although at this point, you know, after the game, it's probably pointless. So we'll see who votes, who not. We'll see who will vote and who will not vote. Not a big deal. Just thought it'd be something funny for you guys to, you know, go on, click on. Just curious what you think, or you may not think of it at all. You may like, you know, I don't care about this game at all. In fact, I just consider this another day. You know what? That's perfectly fine. Either way you feel about it, love it, hate it, have nothing to do with it, totally, completely into it, leave a comment. Tell me what you think. And if you don't like the teams, tell me who your favorite team is. As I mentioned before, Green Bay has been, pretty big with mine. But I was in New York, so it's flip-flop between the Giants and Green Bay. It really depends on who is playing. But even then, as I said, that was earlier on. Once I figured out how much they were making and earning a year for playing, I kind of got, I have better things to do. Still fun to watch, but I'm not going to be the fantasy football. Look at all the statisticians. Wow, I can really speak today. Look at all the stats. Do all the number crunching. But I get it. Like, I enjoy playing D&D, and I enjoy doing various different sci-fi and fantasy stuff. So I understand the joy of number crunching and comparative results and statistical analysis. When you think about it, a lot of people are into the stats and numbers of the NFL, even baseball and basketball. If you just look at the different numbers, I think there are a lot of hidden statisticians that would love to do that type of work who are into that. So if you're really into fantasy football and you like crunching those numbers, you may want to consider a career in statistics and finances, because you may have a knack for it and not even realize it. Anyways, let's see. It's 2:45 right now. When does the game start? Just going to take a look here real quick. Super Bowl 20 start. Okay. I did a search for when does the Super Bowl 2020 start. This is what it goes to what I was saying about modern times. The very first thing that came up, well, besides the recent news, I'm not going to get into that, is Super Bowl at save up to 65% off ad. Yeah, I am tired of these ads. Okay, and that's Groupon. Very first thing is Groupon. Recent news. Okay, I'm just going to show you just for fun use. Recent news. What time does the Super Bowl halftime show start? When to expect Shakira J-Lo? Very first thing that came up. Not the game, just halftime. Second thing, what time does Super Bowl 2020 start? Actual kickoff time, TV, pregame schedule. Okay. Let's see. When is halftime? Okay, so the very first link after that ad is, this kind of shows how the Google algorithm goes. CBS Sports. What time is the Super Bowl.net? Okay, well, it's the second hit, so that's pretty legit. TheCut.com, Sportsbookwire, CBS Sports, NFL.com. So NFL.com is like, oh, that's pretty interesting actually. So it's Groupon and then CBS. So let's check CBS Sports. And let's see if it gives the answer in the very first line. With Super Bowl almost here, we've got the important details for you. The countdown to Super Bowl is blah, 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 blah. Okay. All right. It finally gets into it after like 3 paragraphs. Dude, if you're posting on a site, talk about whatever you want. Just put the very first line, Super Bowl starts at blah, then go into your spiel. Okay. Starts Sunday, February 2nd, 2020. Kickoff from Hard Rock Stadium in Miami Gardens is slated for 6:30 p.m. They'll probably have a half an hour pregame. They've been actually doing a 24-hour or pregame stuff. 6:30, all right. Who's in Super Bowl? Well, we know that. And how do I watch the game? You watch the game on TV. What do you think? Now, granted, I would do a live thing, but after like doing New Year's, I tried doing this like the live Super Bowl game last year, and I kept on getting all the like sideswiped by all these different copyright and blocked here and this, that, and like it's not worth it because there's so many people watching it. It's like it's so commercialized. That's what I'm saying. I just want to stream so people could like comment on it, and you can't even do it. Yeah, it's just that's I watch it for the camaraderie. I don't watch it for the actual thing. It's just too commercialized. All right, and right after that is the Pick 6 newsletter. Okay. Oh, what's this? There's a little message here. Let's see. Oh, okay. It's yeah, I've been listening to a lot of it's called Witch Step, and it's just a style of music as well as deep bass for some other things. So I get a lot of music recommendations. I don't really follow those all too much, but say hello to Super Chat. Yeah, okay, say hello to Super Chat. Anyways, if you don't know, the picture up here is Shakira and J-Lo. You probably know at this point. And there's the Puppy Bowl picture right below. So click on whoever you want to vote for. I just put the default on the Puppy Bowl. So yeah, I thought it was going to start like much earlier, but 6:30. So I got plenty of time. But I know that they're going to be getting together soon. So that's why I said only half an hour. Anyways. I know I wasn't really expecting a lot to show up in the chat because it's kind of a last minute impromptu video, but if you want to say hi, it's okay if you miss it. I didn't schedule this. I didn't, do this whole planning thing. So don't feel bad if you wanted to join in. Live, sometimes it is like that. Sometimes you have something where it just happens. But yes, if you're new to the channel, please subscribe. I'm trying to build my channel up, and I've been recently watching very interesting duel of sorts. It's between Nexpo, that's NEXPO, and Dad, and about the channels. And I gotta dig a little bit deeper on this because the whole thing that I came across, I've been watching Nexpo because his videos. I really like, by the way, Nexpo, if you catch this, I don't know if you're gonna see this, but I really love what you did with your intro. The recent intro. I don't know where you got your music from. It's really cool. It's kind of had that dark, deep kind of feel to it. I like your affirmations at the end of it. Then I watched one about the whole Nexpo versus Dad lawsuit, and then how Dad is calling that there's some sort of a YouTube cult or something like that, and that's why you got so many subscribers. I know YouTube always is riddled with conspiracies and melodramatic experiences. Someone wants to hype up a channel because like, oh, if I say this, I'm going to garnish all the hatred from all these big people, but indirectly I'm going to get subscribers, and that works. I'm not really going to play that game because I feel there's always get good from negative publicity, but the thing is the way you look at it. Let's say I suddenly get 50,000 more subscribers because of like hate. Well, I won't say hate mail, but like conspiracy mail. Like I suddenly say something like, "Oh, this guy's saying something about Nexpo, but let me subscribe to see what else he says." Like, okay, but then let's say someone else comes like, "Oh, how can you say this?" Then it becomes he said, she said thing, and I don't want this to be a back and forth. Now, of course, there's some people that plan these things. Like let's say, just to keep names out of it, let's say Channel A and Channel B, they're decent. But let's create drama between each other. Let's say that I say B is this, and B says, okay, that's great. Yeah, that sounds like something that's legit. And I'll come back and say, yeah, I'm going to do this. And suddenly they start battling back and forth, and suddenly the people start listening like, oh, there's this tension going on. Let me follow this. And they start and then the people start commenting back and forth, saying, oh yeah, this guy is doing this. And they're like, whoa. And then suddenly leaks some information like, oh, look at this scandal. And then suddenly everyone floods the channel like, wow, what's going on here? And you escalate. But in the meantime, you get more and more subscribers because they're following this. Not saying that's what's going on, but I'm sure there's channels out there that do that. But once you have that hype, you have to live up to it, because then your content becomes the drama. And if you wanted to do like spooky videos, or if you want to do off the beat poppy like content, like Dad versus Poppy, you know, being the showcasing yourself as a YouTube created automaton that takes over from the existing channel's owner, and then now it's about, you know, this guy is actually captured by YouTube's automaton, and that the reason why it's so successful is because he's taken genius, absolute genius for creating that persona. The dad persona is pretty. And you have some interesting videos with the music and the dancing, the very obviously awkward, the slightly creepy, slightly believable, kind of goofy. It's like that in between, like goofy, creepy, possible, real, maybe not. You kind of fit that little niche of like, there's a possibility that could be, but maybe this is just showcasing. They say augmented reality game. I don't think it is an augmented reality. I think it's more of you creating a persona that you want to be different, and then you're showcasing this because you realize your channel was the way it was, but you wanted more. You wanted something different. You wanted something that's like, yeah, let me really shock YouTube. And your whole thing, like, you're going to take over YouTube. You're going to be the biggest YouTube channel, and even your little pew pew thing, like, yeah, I saw what you did there. You know, right now technically PewDiePie isn't really top anymore, but that's not here nor there. It's not. But I get what you're trying to do. Sneaky, creative, very, very creative, possible genius. I mean, you got me watching some of your videos, so there's that. Keep going with that. I want to see where this goes. And the whole YouTube cult thing, legit or not, that's also a hook. People, because the conspiracy theorists are going to look at this and be like, you know, put the flash. People love it when you flash like 5 different channels up there and saying they're all in cahoots, because then people start seeing connections where they don't exist. There's always that psychology, like, oh, wait a minute. There's that one video when he said this thing a certain way, and he said this a certain way, and yeah, they're connected. They're the Illuminati. They're taking over YouTube, blah, blah. Awesome stuff. Great to see that. So next expo, if I were you, yeah, do your thing, but also ride that if you can. The publicity on that is good. I wish I was somehow involved in something that would raise my channel up. But then again, as I said, once you in the hype, you have to live that hype, and then your channel suddenly gets cornered into, yeah, now you're part of this conspiracy group. So people are going to start asking questions and browbeating you, like, yeah, so are you really part of this? Are you really doing this? And so your channel becomes you do your content, but then you're always in the back end defending yourself, which promotes you and gets you more views and more subscribers. But it's always a kind of a thorn that's constantly poking you, and you're like, I just want to do what I want to do. I don't want to have to keep on, but I have to keep this going on. But then there's that soft point where the conspiracy should die off, and then the people start liking your stuff because they actually think your content's cool, and it'll slowly fade. But that's a little tricky. So I know I'm leaking a lot of potential YouTube stuff. Just double checking something here. Okay. Yeah, I have to click away. Anyways, that's one thing about live streams. I always go off on tangents. I'm not even talking about the Super Bowl anymore. I'm talking about YouTube things. Sure, I'll just name throw it because, you know, we're already through names like Shane Dawson. You haven't really heard much of Shane unless you're on the channel. The whole Terracon thing that disappeared. The Logan Paul fight thing. I don't know what happened with that. I kind of lost track of that. So someone made comment in my Discord, not my Discord, but, well, one of my Discords. I have a few of them. By the way, I do have a Pokemon Go Discord, a Harry Potter Wizards Unite Discord, which is cobwebs, and my private Discord, which doesn't really have many on there, but it's kind of reserved for when this channel blows up. So it'll be a place kind of like my home away from home. But I forget who it was. Someone challenged me to say, hey, why don't you fight someone like some big YouTuber? Like, that's not my game. Sure, I'm for publicity maybe, but I'm more of doing like collabs versus fighting, because it's just, yeah, let's say you bruise each other up, and you punch each other in the eye, in the gut, or something like that, or tackle, break a few ribs, or break a knee. Then you have to hobble into work or into doing YouTube with like a piece of steak or eye patch for like weeks. Who wants that? Not that I'm saying that I have a pretty face or anything like that. Well, maybe I don't know. Maybe you think I do, but that's, yeah. Anyways, so I did recently do the Battle Cats. So I won't mention your name because I don't know if you want me to mention your name. If you do, I will. But you wanted me to play that game. I did play the game. It was very interesting. It was very addicting. But I was thinking of doing something a little different. I was thinking of doing a randomizer where it's like the top 500 games, then do a live random like number generator thing. Or maybe not, because I just realized something. If I do that and I pick a game and I install it, with a lot of games, it pops up with a lot of ads. And I don't want to, because that one game that I showcased, I had to keep on stopping because of the ads that kept on popping up. Bad mojo games. Having those ads pop up uncontrolled, random, it's just, you're not doing any service to your game because people won't be able to showcase it. But I may do it for like a recorded video where I'll do a random number, like one out of 500, whatever game shows up. It could be anything. It could be like PewDiePie does tutu dances, the game kind of thing. Well, then I'll have to play it. At least not, obviously I won't have to finish it because a lot of these games you can't finish. But I'll have to showcase and test those games to see what it's like. And I did get a sponsor that wants me to show a showcase and talk about a game and then put their link up for referral. I'm debating that. I don't know. Anyways, off camera stuff. I still have to play Fallout 4. I haven't touched that in forever. I still have to finish a couple of games that have been kind of postponed. Everything's been kind of backburnered. And I also got to finish my story. I've been writing a science fiction. Those that you don't know, I've been writing a science fiction fantasy story for a while. And actually, since I've been 9. Yeah, it's funny because I look back and I realize how complicated this story. At 9 years old, I created a very vast, complicated story that even to this day, I'm like, man, I'm not even sure how I'm going to finish this. But I plan to work on it. Anyways, I think I've been on here. Oh, okay, 37 minutes. Yeah. One thing I like about YouTube, they have a timer on it so you can really show what you're doing. Anyways, I will stop for now. I think, let me just check to make sure if there's anything going on plan-wise. Let's see. Oh, yes, of course. I've been attacked. My Star Trek game. This one thing really bugs me about it is like all the timing that's involved in this. Let me just see what it is. Turn the volume down because I don't want to have to deal with that copyright issue. Yeah, that's what I figured. Oh, of course. Anyways, that's it for now. Super Bowl 2020. Tell me what you think. I don't know if I'll do anything live. Maybe I'll do something on my phone where I'll just have like a live chat. I don't know. Anyways, let me just do this. Just see if anybody clicked on this poll. I don't think anyone's even voted on this. But I'm just going to click on results. Just see. 0 votes in 1 hour. All right. Anyways, I will keep this poll up. I'll keep the link up. So I'll do for later tonight if I remember. And what I'll do is I'll leave a comment below like the results or if there's anything. But the problem is like after Super Bowl's over, you know, obviously there's going to be a winner. But if you could actually retailer this, not who is going to win the Super Bowl, but maybe who was the winner of the Super Bowl. Because maybe there's a particular commercial that like, man, the game kind of was slow, but this one commercial really stood out. Or maybe this one VIP moment where someone threw like a long pass like 60 yards, someone caught and did touchdown like a fantastic play. So this is going to be more like who was the winner. Maybe this will be like who's the VIP of the Super Bowl, and it could be anyone. It could be could be cameraman, it could be the owner, it could be commercial, it could be, you know, someone at your party that you know, threw a bottle 3 times in the air and landed on its side, kind of thing, perfectly, or you know what it is. Anyways, and someone did ask me if I'm gonna make another TikTok video. I only made like 2, nothing special. But I don't know, TikTok is weird. It's its own weird, strange element. It has its funny moments, but anyways, moving on. I will catch you guys later. Have a wonderful, beautiful day. And please take care of yourselves. Stay healthy, stay warm or cold, depending, you know, keep level, keep balanced. Have a well balanced life. You know, get enough sleep, eat enough food, drink enough water. You know, we're supposed to have a gallon a day, people. And I can pretty much guarantee that everyone that watches this is not drinking a gallon a day. So I will talk about that separate in my health and wellness and weight loss and all that stuff, kind of questions and answer. And proof is in my weight. I've been there. So anyways, take care. Have a wonderful, beautiful day, afternoon, evening, no matter where you are. And all around the world, let's try to grow together in this and try to keep the peace, as they say. Anyways, take care, and hopefully you guys are doing good. Leave a comment, tell me what you've been up to, what games you're playing. If you're still playing Pokemon Go, Harry Potter, music, what music you like. You know, MLP fans, if you've been rewatching the show, yes, I am going to go back into doing my reviews. It's just been kind of letting the Generation 4 thing settle for a little bit, so that I'll go back into it. I won't be like hard into it, but I'll probably do like maybe an episode a week or so, depending on my schedule. Really, that's the hard thing, because 11 hours a day working on stuff and then come back home is kind of hard. Anyways, take care. Peace out. I gotta come up with a catchphrasing. You know, where they say like what's his name? Kevin Thrall? No, wait a minute. I don't want to do any injustice. Alan Thrall. He says, "Trained untamed." I need something catchy like that. By the way, that's a good catchphrase. I have to think of something. If you're out there, you watch my channel enough times, tell me if there's something that I say that you like, or some catchphrase. I got to come up with something to make it like, you know, me. Something that'll be easy to remember and I could just say it. The whole wonderful, beautiful day thing, that's kind of, it's, I mean it. And it rolls off the tongue, but I don't think that's really like a catchphrase. I need something that's a little more something. Anyways, take care, people. I will catch you guys later. The next... What? All right, I got to take care of the dog. Anyways, catch you later.